The key dates for the expedition are that we leave the United Kingdom on the 26th of February early morning, arriving in Irkutsk in eastern Russia early the next day on the 27th. We will stay in Irkutsk for approximately 48 hours buying provisions and making some final adjustments to equipment. Rosie will then set out on the ice early morning on the 1st of March. Late on that evening, I travel by train 36 hours north to the town of Severodvinsk, and from there on to the small town of Nizhny Novgorod, where I shall overnight, and I myself will set out on the ice early morning on the 4th of March. We anticipate meeting on the ice sometime around about the 10th of March, as we are both travelling the same route but in opposite directions. I am hoping to finish on the 24th of March, if all goes well, and Rosie should finish 3 days before me around about the 21st. Rosie then, though, has to travel back towards Irkutsk and should arrive in Irkutsk city around about the same time as me. We've built in a 3 to 4 day contingency, and we fly back to the UK on the 27th of March. What we're trying to both achieve is a north to south or south to north crossing of the fullest extent of Lake Baikal, as well as touching the most easterly and westerly points on the lake. This will give us both a world first, as we cannot find any evidence of any expedition having done it previously. It came about when I asked Rosie to join me as part of a 6-man or 6-lady British team that I was hoping to assemble. And in true Rosie style, she said that she loved the concept, but to do it as a team was possibly not challenging enough for her. So she hatched the idea of doing what she called a double solo, and the rest has simply been an evolution of joint input and thought. My main hope is that we both succeed in our challenge and that we enjoy the experience. It is an incredibly beautiful area of the world to go into, and to see it in winter is something that very few people get to do, particularly on the surface of the lake. My main fear, however, is dropping through the ice whilst attached to the sled and wearing skis. Whether or not this is likely, we can't really tell. You learn to read the ice when you're out on top of it. Ice which is pure black is usually new ice and could therefore be quite thin, whereas ice which is opaque in colour or has fractures and cracks going through it is actually usually more stable. The expedition itself is about long distance walking and skiing in extremely cold temperatures, pulling a sled behind us. In terms of safety and communications during the expedition, we will be able to communicate with each other and with our expedition team using satellite phones. A protocol has been drawn up and agreed. All of the numbers for satellite phones, mobile phones, emails, names and job roles are on that protocol sheet. With regards to any emergencies which arise, we will be carrying map and compass, lest our GPS systems break. We'll have personal locator beacons, and we will be carrying flares. We've been through our risk register and looked at the most significant risks to us, such as breaking limbs, total immersion in water, and loss of critical equipment. And we feel that we would be able to deal with most eventualities. But we have also worked out an extraction plan, either by helicopter or hovercraft, depending upon our position and situation on the lake, which would then be managed by our Russian colleague, Eugene. There is a small piece of science being carried out by us whilst we're on the surface of the lake, and it's going to be a psychological study whereby each of us will be answering questions on a daily basis provided by a psychologist in the United Kingdom, focusing mainly around how we cope with isolation and difficult situations. I decided to support Veterans Aid in the first instance because I was introduced to them by Rosie, my colleague and friend, who has been an avid supporter of the charity for at least 5 years. I have been lucky to spend time at the charity, and I'm impressed by how they are very much at the coalface, assisting veterans, male and female, providing a pathway out of homelessness, and looking as well at how people who are socially isolated or vulnerable can be given the right tools to assist themselves.